Welcome to Monday Night TPK.
Hey, welcome back. This is Monday Night TPK. My name is Kyle, and you are listening to a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. Surrounding me tonight are people who I know love a good murder mystery, especially when there is subterfuge and possibly magic afoot. But before we can get back into our game and our story from last week, I have to ask Dana a question.
Oh, what? I get to go first this time?
I know. I was just thinking I never picked you first. Hey, Dana.
Yeah.
What topic could you give a 20-minute presentation on without any preparation?
Oh my goodness. Potentially something about, like theory of color. Or the effects of like color on a space, like effects on people because of the color in the space.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I literally had no idea, like, for sure what you were going to say, and that's a thing I agree you could probably talk for hours on.
Not hours. Not
An hour.
Maybe.
Sam?
Yes.
This is a tough question.
Okay.
I want you to, I don't want any fence sitting on this. I want you to, nail something to the ground.
Oh, no, I'm not good at that.
I know.
Okay.
However, I'm going to not give you a specific number of things you can nail to the ground in case that helps.
Okay.
Let's get nailing.
Sure.
What are some of your favorite games to play?
Oh, no. Like a specific game or a genre?
What are some of your favorite games to play?
Oh, crap.
Why'd you do this to her, Kyle?
It was the next question on the list, and I thought giving it to Sam would be the best.
Because of the off-air conversation that we just had?
I'm not anticipating her giving me video games.
Okay. For genres, I would say
I can't say that on air.
that my favorite
Good
game
question.
to play... No. Oh.
Sorry, I'm thinking ahead. My bad.
Okay. My favorite games to play are cooperative strategy and party games. My favorite game to play, I don't get to play a lot of it, but I really like playing time stories.
Yes.
It's a very time-consuming game, though.
It's like a lock room in a board game.
Yeah, we should play that sometime.
Yes, you
Isn't
need
your
like
birthday
a
coming
You
day.
have 8 hours?
Maybe.
Because it's a long game.
Over spring break.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You've talked before about time stories.
Yeah, it seems very cool.
But I'm always up for like a good betrayal game, or some Sheriff of Nottingham, or...
Hey, MNTPK fans, look for future content pertaining to Betrayal House on the Hill. No, House on the Hill Legacy, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. The game has been purchased, and there's lots of intentions.
So
I'm super excited to play that game.
the game is Betrayal at House on the Hill. And then what we were planning on is, I think, just called Betrayal Legacy.
Yeah,
I think we get
so.
to create our own story, and it remains that story
Yes.
Yeah.
for the rest of eternity.
So excited.
Yeah.
So, in the next 5 or 6 years, watch for that content coming from above the table games. More like over the hill games.
You stuck a bat to that.
That was me.
I love it.
All right, Matt.
Yes.
Your question. What takes a lot of time but is totally worth it? Keep it clean.
Oh, man.
There's a correct answer. No pressure.
But then there's the answer that's actually in your heart and you want to give.
Something that takes a lot of time but is totally worth it?
Correct.
making a D&D
I
campaign.
was just gonna say making
Yeah.
a D&D campaign. It's 100% worth it. By the end, it's 100% worth it. Once you get that last session and everything wraps up,
Yeah.
it's totally worth it.
Nerd.
It's a long process when you make your own, but it's totally
And
worth it.
not just buy a book to go out of and have it tell you everything you do.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
And
like
then
how
you
much
just-
work you...
Oh no,
You just read
100%.
out of it and throw random things in there every once in a while. Though.
I despise creating my. We've had this conversation.
We have
I
had
don't.
this conversation.
I don't have any
But
interest in
the
doing that.
short one-offs that you wrote were really good. I really enjoyed the Christmas one. And
Mm-hmm.
Did I
That's
make that
very
one up?
interesting.
Did
You
I-
did.
Did I really?
yeah,
I feel like I found that online. Maybe. I
Ah.
you pulled pieces from online, but
I don't remember.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought you made it.
I don't think. I don't know. I put together a PowerPoint for it. I know that.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked the PowerPoint. That was really cool. And the character introductions and all that stuff. That was really neat.
If we weren't recording this, I had already started a PowerPoint for TOA before we decided to do a
did you?
podcast,
Mm.
and then scrapped it because of.
Because of the
Formatting.
podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan,
Yes.
no pressure. What is the most amazing fact that you know?
What?
Ryan knows so many facts, though.
Oh my goodness.
Which is the most amazing one?
I learned this yesterday. And I saw Dana eating one of these.
What?
You peel a banana opposite side of the stem, not stem side up. I did not know that, and that blew my mind.
What?
Like how you're actually supposed to peel a banana from the bottom.
Really?
Yeah, instead of the like stem part that you grab and pull
You
down.
grab and break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the other
That's
way.
why
And that's
sometimes
like how
it doesn't
monkeys
work,
do it.
and you either break the banana or it just doesn't break because you're supposed to break it from the bottom. You just kind of squeeze it and twist, and then it just breaks
Now-
it, and then you peel it.
You're using a very specific word here, which I find interesting. That supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to. That's how it's done. But everybody else does it with the stem.
So it was.
If
you're
you
telling
watch
me
monkeys,
the
that's how
bananas
monkeys eat
were
bananas.
created to be open from the opposite end.
At least monkeys figured that out. But humans did not.
Other fun banana facts.
Okay.
Other fun banana
See?
facts.
Blew your mind too.
Well, yeah.
I want to know the other banana fact.
That bananas, each banana plant is so genetically identical that there is no resistance to any sort of diseases.
Yeah, so they're all gonna go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
So
No less bananas.
I knew that.
All right. Now that we have just wasted everyone's time and our one listener has turned off our podcast,
I don't know. Sam are probably interested in bananas.
Or at least skipped it.
Hi, other Sam.
Or at least skipped it.
Better Sam, can you tell me please what happened last week?
Wow, sorry, other Sam. Last week, starting episode 53, the group walked down the cleared steps to Iku. Gilly filled Iku in, saying that they needed to go to Omu. Iku said she knew how to get there. She said she used to spend a lot of time there, and it was a beautiful city, but the people started worshipping mischievous gods and things of the jungle, and she left. The party headed off through a peaceful section of the jungle for 5 days. On the 5th night, during second watch, Ravane and Rixer hear Iku's voice yell to an intruder in the jungle. Everyone woke up. Ravane and Brielle didn't see anything. When asked what she saw, Iku motioned for Gilly to wait. When questioned by Rixer, Iku looked upset and then said the figure was gone. She mentioned a humanoid figure with a sack on its head. Brielle began to meditate. Brielle then mentioned that the creature may have been Fae and or celestial. Iku mentioned it was moving on the ethereal plane, and she believed the trouble had passed and everything went back to normal. The next day, around late afternoon, we came across a river canyon. The sides of the canyon wall were bright rainbow coral colors, complete with huge fossils of underwater and other creatures. Iku said we reached the Gorge of Death. We found a rope bridge to cross that looked, quote-unquote, reasonably safe. Vorn probably wouldn't make it across the way he was, though. So Ruvain was able to shrink Vorn. Gilly crossed first and was successful. Vorn crossed next and barely kept his footing. Everyone else crossed easily. 2 more days passed quickly. Day 7 out of Orlunga, and the day started well with juicy beetles for breakfast. Brielle had begun to follow Iku out in the morning to learn more about the jungle. After following a game trail, the group found a naked human body approximately 50 feet away from them. Brielle approached to poke the body. It appeared to be dead, but unblemished. Brielle rolled the body over, and it was a woman. It looked eerily similar to Iku, minus the hole in her chest.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rixer would take his non-magical towel out of his pack and, like, put it over body. And probably actually, like, pick up the corpse, take it off to the side to, I don't know, set gently, like, potentially against or underneath the tree.
Yeah, there's no resistance. Inspiration for that.
Thank you. I actually did not have inspiration.
Oh. I need to stop giving it away so freely, though. Yeah, you kind of cover it in your towel and pick up the body, set it against the tree.
Iku, or maybe not Iku. Does this have anything to do with that thing that you saw but we couldn't see before?
She's staring at the body, like, complete shock across her face.
Can I insight check her to make sure she's legitimately shocked by this?
Yeah.
That's not horrible. Oh, insight. Yeah, it's a 13.
You see it seems real. She kind of shakes her head a little bit and looks to Rixer. I do not know.
Do you know about creatures that can copy others' appearances in the jungle?
Doppelgangers? Don't they normally turn back to normal?
I might be able to fact check that.
Sure.
Arcana check? Knowledge.
Yeah, sure.
14?
Doppelgangers would be an obvious thing that comes to mind. You know that numerous types of creatures can kind of like shape shift from one form to another, or forms of polymorph on themselves. Dragons have been known to do it, for example. But usually in death, things revert back to their native forms.
I will reiterate that doppelgangers would assume their natural forms upon death. Excuse me.
So, if this one looks exactly like you and it's dead, who are you?
She kind of takes a step back away from Gilly.
Brielle's already kind of inching towards her weapons.
Ranger Inquisition.
My friends, I have been with you since you left Port Nyanzaru. What reason do I have to deceive you in this?
You also travel into the woods by yourself quite often.
Sure.
I've only recently, within the last few weeks, started going with you.
I look for supplies and things that can help us in our journey. I seek out potential dangers and, on occasion, go forth and find good paths before we must trek them.
But that doesn't mean that, well, Iku was doing that something else didn't take her, which could be you.
How must I prove myself to you, Brielle?
Ask something about whenever we first met her in the tavern. Then at least we know it's the same being.
Maybe, but there are abilities to read minds of creatures that usually can take shape of others. Magic spells can allow you to read minds.
I don't know. Rixer was like stand up from, because he's still kind of like kneeling next to the body. So Rixer's gonna stand up, like tall, shoulders back, like potentially the most serious and intimidating that he's ever been.
In large person.
Go
Crack through the
and
trees.
stand right in front of Iku and look down at her. Like, are you who you say you are? Are you against us?
Iku doesn't shrink back. Like, she kind of like plants her staff in the dirt to her side, squares her shoulders, and she looks up at Rixer. I am who I have always claimed to be.
Insight check. That's pretty good. 18, 21.
Can
She seems like she's being honest.
can I do? Well, can Rixer do an insight as well? Sorry, Sam, real quick, and then can Rixer do an insight as well? And can I have advantage for using my intimidation?
You can do an intimidation check.
Okay. Well, and I didn't know that if that would be better than.
Yeah, if that's what you're trying to do.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to intimidate her into being honest, and then seeing if she's being honest.
You can do that, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Fine.
Either way, it's the same modifier. So
Do you want to add your strength to your intimidation check?
That's the thing.
Because
Sure.
that's the thing I'll allow you to do.
Yeah. Okay.
You're flashing your muscles.
Instead of like just like yelling at her aggressively, maybe you punch a hole through a tree or something.
25.
Or grab a tree.
Or grab a tree branch and break it in half. That's what I do to you.
She definitely like.
No, it's not aggressive. Anyway.
She definitely.
Rip shirt a little bit.
She definitely reacts. Flinches a little bit when you are doing that.
When I do what?
Like you're kind of intimidating.
Whatever you're doing.
Like, that's how I walked
intimidate
up
her.
to her. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. I misread that.
I didn't then do anything else. And I
Sorry,
didn't
these guys are talking you up so badly that I don't know what's going on anymore.
And I didn't have, like, my sword out. I wasn't actually being aggressive or anything.
Okay.
Okay?
So what's your question? Or just the same question?
It's like, essentially insight. Does it seem like she's being honest?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, I'm done.
Okay. Sam?
Gilly will just kind of say, I got this, and then sign cover me. Can I have your hand?
You're gonna do what I think you're gonna
She
do.
holds her hand out.
Okay, I grab it and cast Identify.
She okay. Yep, 100%. Knows what, like, she can kind of see you casting the spell, so she knows what's coming. And she smiles a little bit as you cast Identify, holding her hand. In your head, you get just a flash of blinding light with a picture.
Okay.
I want to describe that picture to you.
Cool.
And I have to find what page of the book it is because I can't talk and narrate at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright, so in your head, at first you think you're looking at a snake.
Oh, no.
But then you get a sense of scale. you realize this snake creature,
Scale. Sorry.
yeah, thanks, is just, I don't know, it's bigger than a regular snake. It's maybe a person-sized snake, probably a little bit bigger, with great big wings covered in just iridescent red and yellow feathers, and from the kind of the shoulders of the wings up this long serpentine neck, there's almost like a dorsal like spikes in bright reds. They kind of come along to this long snake-like face with these like bright fringes kind of coming up along that are green tinged with kind of yellow or reddish orange, and then a reddish orange kind of belly. Why don't you look over my mat here, Sam? This is what you see.
Okay.
When the description started, that's not what I thought it was going to be, and then the wings and then the colors just started getting described. I was like, yep. Me and Ryan looked at each other and was like, yep.
And then the kind of the, I don't know, the dorsal spines of different colors go down all the way along the back to a tail that's kind of tipped and kind of like fringes of bright orange feathers.
This explains a lot,
Okay.
especially the celestial thing.
So, kind of thinking back on my history and having access to the book that we have, would I know?
They're not in that book.
They're not in that book?
No.
Okay, I wouldn't have.
They're not in all those. They're in the regular monster manual.
Okay.
Which means, wouldn't that mean they're at least common enough to have knowledge of what they are?
Yeah, I'm going to let you give me a knowledge of nature.
Really?
Nature?
Nature or religion?
Religion, I guess, could work too.
I would love to roll religion. 14, 16, 18.
Yeah. This is a creature called a Coatl.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Coatls, in some places, they are actually worshipped as demigods, although they're not really truly demigods. That they usually, they're kind of divine creatures who have a mission or some sort of like extremely intense purpose in their life.
Okay.
They're oftentimes guardians.
Okay.
They can live. They're in a lot of ways pretty much immortal. I mean, they can be killed.
Okay.
But like, if they're gonna live out their natural lifespan, it can be forever.
Okay.
Can
you remind me of their alignment?
They are definitely lawful good.
Okay. That's good.
They are unable to lie
Okay.
in any circumstance.
Okay. Yeah. So Gilly will let go and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
But they can also shape change into people, and they often do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry I ever doubted you.
She smiles.
We're good. We're good.
We're good?
She's a waddle.
She's a Coatl, like signing. I don't know why I whispered while I said it because, like,
They can't hear you.
They can't hear me. But yeah,
What is the sign for Coatl?
I don't know
I
if
think
there
you would have
is
to
one. I would have
spell
to
it.
finger spell it.
I think
Yeah.
you would have to spell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snake bird.
Yeah.
Snake bird.
Iku, I trust you with all of the cake that has ever been made and will ever be made in all of the futures of all of the rest of time.
Gilly, you are one of the sweetest creatures I've ever met in this jungle.
Thanks. And she just like big smile.
Because you know, she's not just like blowing smoke. She's being honest.
Yeah.
I want to roll a quick knowledge check to see if Rial knows what a Coatl is.
Yeah.
Oof. Probably not.
We can do nature. She kind of
yeah.
understands the religion.
It's a low roll though. It's only a 9 total. So I'm below 10.
I'll give it to you that you've heard of them.
Yeah.
Not something.
She'll sign that I heard of that, but I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, you've definitely never encountered one in there. At least not that you know of.
Gilly will just sign, godlike, lawful good, can't lie. Can't shapeshift into people.
Brielle will sign back that she had a feeling she wasn't lying anyways, but that at least confirms that she's not lying.
Then what's going on here? And Gilly just looks down at this dead woman.
I do not know.
Can I roll a medicine check to kind of look at the hole that's in her chest and determine if it's like an animal bite or some sort of
Yeah,
alien-like?
When she
Chest
goes to do
tissue.
that, Brie, I was going to sign and ask why we're not telling the other two.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm still standing there with like,
Yeah, because I figure they're all still on defensive mode.
Well,
We're just
no,
like signing to each
Rixer,
other.
Rixer believed her and wasn't
Oh,
being
that's
defensive
valid.
or anything
Yeah, you probably would have
afterwards.
sluggish it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, would have just kind
Brielle-
of been standing there just in case.
Brie, after signing that,
Something.
Brielle will turn and say, she's a quaddle. Which means she can't lie. She can shape change.
She's our guardian.
She's a guardian. Yeah.
For right now.
I don't know much about them. I've never encountered one.
may I try?
Yeah, do it.
What kind of check is it?
Religion or nature, I think you said.
I have Arcana, History, and Religion.
Yeah, you could throw religion or history. I think both of those would ping.
It's all +7.
Yeah, okay. Sorry to be cutting you off, Sam.
No, you're fine. I'm writing a note. So, you can finish that.
Oh, not too bad. 18.
I mean, yeah, everything that we've said so far. Is there anything specific you want Ruvain to know? Or questions?
So we know that it's generally a good creature, not a deceptive creature. Can't be a deceptive creature.
Quaddle cannot lie.
Right. And we already established that she doesn't know who the corpse is.
It looks like me. But I'm right here.
You didn't look at another person to take your form that could possibly be this person.
I mean, I don't understand that question. Like, I've been with you since we left Port Nine Zaru.
Prior to meeting us, did you see this person and decide that you wanted to take on their form?
Oh my no! I have had this form for a very, very long time.
Well, then, this might...
Longer than this human could live.
If this is a human with a normal, natural human lifespan, then yes.
Why are you in this form then?
I am tasked with keeping the jungle safe. And that can look like a lot of things. To be honest, when my mother died, I didn't get specifics. I just knew that I had to keep the jungle safe. I've taken many forms in my lifetime. I have flown from one end of this jungle to the other. I have spent time in Omu. I spent time in Mesro before it fell. I spent time in Port Nine Zaru. For the past numerous years, I have been working as a guide out of Port Nine Zaru, hoping to find people who are good of heart and help them with their noble quests.
How old are you?
She'll smile and say, "A lady never tells." Yes, Rick's here.
I mean,
Dana.
yeah, thank you.
What's up, Dana?
So, like, hearing this, Rixer's face is just like, he's like in awe and also just like unable to comprehend, essentially,
Okay.
what is being said. Just, what? So without even saying anything, though, he's going to walk away and start trying to prepare like a grave or something for this body.
Okay.
Just like can't anymore.
Things have gotten
It's too over his
too
head.
weird.
It's too intense.
Yes.
Sam.
My medicine check ended up being a 19.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of examine the body pretty thoroughly. And the cause of death definitely appears to be a large gaping hole in the chest where, as far as you can tell, the heart seems to be missing.
Okay.
But it definitely, because with the 19, this is fresh. This is real fresh. The body is like a little bit warm still.
Okay. Does it look like it was bitten into or like more meticulously carved into and heart removed?
More the second one.
Okay. So somebody knew what they were doing. It wasn't just an animal going for it. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Do they?
Gilly. Oh, sorry.
No, Ryan.
No,
was
it's
saying
just,
Ryan's trying to meta this.
I'm trying not to.
Gilly is just on a roll with this and is gonna also cast Identify on this body to see if there's some sort of trickery to make the bodies look identical, or if there was some sort of magic means that were put onto this body in one way or another.
Identify technically wouldn't give you that.
Alright, so you cast Identify on this body, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You get kind of like a couple waves of information. Right off the bat, like, dead human.
Yeah.
Like, the
Okay.
end, right?
Scraps
Yeah.
that.
But you can very quickly realize that a spell, which I guess you don't really know the spell, but you do mystically because of the spell that you're casting. A spell called Clone has been used to create
Oh.
this body, but like a very twisted version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's like, I don't know, an expedited, essentially,
Okay.
version of Clone has been used to create this
Okay.
creature.
I see now. An expedited version of clone has been used to make this body. So there is deception here.
Is there?
I'll just tell you right now, clone is the spell used to make a backup body in case your current one is destroyed.
It's an 8th level spell.
I'm a frickin' genius, man. 20 intelligence.
So like a very experienced wizard could cast this?
I can't, but yeah.
Interesting.
Ryan, roll me an Arcana check. Sorry.
Sure.
That's it.
Anybody else who is proficient in Knowledge Arcana could roll this as well, but
24.
yeah.
I did not take it.
You know that in order to get a clone, you have to have like
a scrap of something.
a chunk or a piece or something from the body that's been created.
Did Iku have a scrap of someone that hit her and got away?
Give me a history check.
Can I also roll history?
I just said that loud.
Anybody-
Yeah.
If you
I would like
okay.
to do that too. Oof, I didn't roll good though.
With clone, can you take a chunk of the clone and then make another clone?
No. Well, not under the normal, but is Richard actually asking this?
No, Rick's not even fucking paying attention.
Okay.
He's thinking.
Sorry, it just occurred to me. I would rule it as generally no, but as
I mean,
Gilly found out, this is a bit of a twisted version of the spell. What's up, guys? What do you got for your history?
I only got
15.
11.
23.
15 is still enough, so you're blowing past the mark, Sam. You guys remember the only time you've like seen Iku get hurt at all, really, was fighting that flesh golem back at Nanny Poo Poo's. And he beat the crap out of her.
oh, you destroyed that thing. Oh no.
You guys definitely recall seeing her bleed.
Oh no.
What? Both look disturbed.
Well, lots of options. The last time we got in a big scrape and Iku got super involved was when we were at Nanny Poo Poo's house and she was kind of bleeding, and based on what Ravane says, if whatever is cloning her has a piece of her, it would probably be her blood, which was at Nanny Poo Poo's house, which is not good.
So, the only people that knew we were there, or possibly knew we were going to be there, were those hags that she warned us about.
Yeah.
Maybe they created this clone just to find out who was there.
I'm
Could
curious.
there be clones of us out there?
Potentially.
If it was expediently grown, that means they possibly needed to know who it was faster.
Can I do some advanced arcana on the clone spell?
You already gave me a pretty high roll on it before. What do you want to know about the spell?
Huh? Because I know that if the clone becomes active before the original host dies, that clone tries to seek out and kill the original.
Cool. You telling me this? You telling me this?
Or are you relaying that to us?
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Well, I mean, are you saying that's something that your character would know? Or are you asking Kyle as a DM if
I mean,
that's
just
something your
because he only
character would
knows how
know?
to cast low-level spells, it doesn't mean he
Right,
doesn't
and
know
that's-
anything about high-level spells.
Right. And so if that's a thing that Ravane knows, that could be useful. And you should definitely tell the party.
So there have been instances where clones have gone after their originals because they're still alive.
So, if they made multiples, one of Iku, maybe that one died in the jungle trying to get to her. What if there's ones of all of us trying to get to us? Are we gonna have to fight ourselves?
Oh no. That would be a bummer. I don't want to fight you. And
Neck Brielle versus NECA Brielle.
Ravane,
Fight!
do the clones have the same abilities as the original person?
No, that's an odd one.
This is also a twisted spell, you said, too,
Yeah.
so...
Because then they
You might
got
not
a
be
healer
exactly-
too.
So you just take out the healer first.
Oh.
That's what you do.
Because it comes down to what exactly is a soul.
Mm.
What has been happening to souls recently, folks?
They've been being, so I'm wondering, does clones circumvent that?
I definitely know the answer to that question.
Persuasion?
I mean, if you got like, I don't know, food or something maybe, but...
No.
Yeah,
Why? So Kyle, why? So my M&M's, guys. I have
Is that what you've
another
been
bag
over
if
there?
Kyle wants them. I'll get him a cup.
Is that what you were eating while on the microphone?
M&M's. That's why I'm not facing towards the microphone.
Okay, cool. So, we have now collected a bunch of information and speculated just a whole crap.
I love speculating.
I
know, I'm sorry.
No, it's speculate all you want, Ryan. Like, if it's not already part of my plan for all this, it could become that because it's interesting. So, continue. Speculate all you want.
Stop giving your DM ideas.
Maybe your crazy idea is better than my crazy idea, and I just switch things around a little bit.
That never happens. The DM has everything planned from A to B and never takes inspiration from his players.
I usually don't. I make you guys squirm.
Or never deviates from the source material.
I will say, I was
But
just...
if the source material is my material, then I'm the source of that material.
Well,
I can alter it however I want.
In Kyle's case, I mean.
Anyway, what are you guys doing?
So, question beyond the question: who cut this woman's heart out? Because it was obviously done with skill.
Could have been the hags.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, look at all the things that was at Poo Poo's face.
It is a copy of the individual, so maybe they don't want to think about it.
But do we think the hags made the clone in the first place, or did I miss something? There's a lot of words.
Oh no. Can I Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, of course you
You
can.
do not want to waste a spell slot?
It's
mean,
fine.
I have
It's,
it on the
it's
wand.
fine. It's fine. I am playing spell slots.
Ruvain can. I don't know if Ryan can. Although with that beard, Ryan, I'd let you do anything.
Anything. Give me your
That's
wand.
what he said.
I destroyed Soulmonger.
All right.
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Then Detect Magic has been cast.
All right. And I'm looking around.
Oh, I mean, some of you guys have got some miscellaneous magic crap on you that you definitely
Necromancy for
see.
sure.
Yeah, there's a potato in Rick's backpack, which still has this necromantic aura on it.
I hunger.
I don't know if this body, me as a DM talking here, I'm gonna rule this body as not magical.
It really wasn't the body I was interested in.
Right.
I'm just realizing what could be done with a part of somebody.
In the vicinity of this body, nothing magical shines through.
So, before he did his Detect Magic thing, Brielle was sifting through her pack, and she's going to pull out that voodoo doll that she got earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to kind of toss it onto the ground and be like, that's a clone of you. And technically, it took your heart. Couldn't make a voodoo doll like that out of its heart to hurt you.
You're talking to Iku.
To Iku.
This is a magic that I know nearly nothing about. We took the voodoo doll from Nanny Poo Poo, the green hag. But I guess we speculate that hair may have come from our fallen friend, Mountwood. But we don't know that for sure. So you're asking if a heart taken from a clone of me, could that hurt me? I don't know. I certainly hope not.
Because if it can, and they have made clones of all of us, because we were all in that battle, we all got hurt. Or we could have left scraps of clothing, anything that they could have DNA somewhere.
What is DNA?
Mm-hmm.
My suspicions, I suppose, is that what I do know of hags, at least what I knew of Nanny Poo Poo, because I've been aware of her for a very long time, I suspect she would need something from me, something of mine. That is not my heart that has been taken. My heart still beats in my chest.
What if they're twisting these magic spells to their own gain?
These aren't the sorts of magics that I have much experience with.
Same. I've seen a lot, I've dealt with a lot, but I've never dealt with this.
I suspect there's something truly evil that has now apparently got its eye on me, at least.
Iku, I'm so sorry if our mission has put you in danger.
She kind of shakes her head a little bit and shrugs. When my death approaches, I will know. I am not worried.
Do we just move on from here?
What are we going to do?
Where do we go?
Well,
Rickster looks to be prepping to bury the body, so
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
after that, there's not much we can do. Unless we want to look around the area to look for more evidence, but, I mean, we've got pretty much all the evidence we need here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of that, actually, Brielle might kind of circle the area, look to see if there's any evidence of the person that killed this clone. Maybe a piece of clothing or...
Was there blood?
The wound has got definitely blood around the chest.
But it's not like not like the wound was bleeding like it should have, having that big of a hole. in a body.
Give me an investigation check. That's what Matt's doing too.
That's what I'm doing, yeah. It's over 21.
It's a 3. What's blood?
Sorry, Dana. Richard isn't sure. But I will tell you what, Brielle does notice the lack of actual blood that has been spilt here. For a wound like this, there should be blood everywhere.
Tons of blood.
There's a little bit around the edges, but really there's not a lot of blood here.
No blood where the body was laying.
Little drops, like maybe it dripped out of the existing hole, chest hole.
I would like to circle the area still and see if I can, now looking for a blood trail.
Oh, great. Yeah, you actually can find a little bit of a blood trail with your 20-something. Probably like 3 to 5 feet away from where the body was laying, like just off to the side of the trail. It looks like there was drag marks.
Yeah.
But the drag marks just kind of like start.
They just start?
They just start, and there's another set of footprints. And the body, then like the other set of footprints basically just stop right at the body.
So it appears the body was dragged here, but not dragged here.
From like 3 or 4 feet away.
But is there footprints going into the woods?
No, the footprints basically just
Footprints start
right by the
stop,
drag marks.
Then drag.
So footprints and drag marks start at the same time, and then there was a body where the body laid. Now the person already moved the body.
Right.
But like the footprints only go a couple feet, and then they're gone again.
So just one set of footprints?
Yes.
So there's no footprints leading into the jungle.
Nope.
So we have a set of footprints, and I'm going to point this out to everybody by Richter, because Richter's seeing the hole.
Thanks, Richard.
There's a set of footprints in the jungle, but they start and stop within a few feet of each other, and then drag marks begin, which brings the body here. And then there's no footprints leading where the body was at, correct?
Nope. They go. There's like 3 or 4 steps worth basically to walk that many feet, and then gone.
So either somebody flew here, dropped the body off, and dragged it there, or this person flew here and was killed by something that flies and dragged over there. Either way, there's no evidence of it walking into this area.
Iku just got a really good die roll. I like her to keep up too, right? She's going to point out that Nanny Poo Poo did something very similar to this, where she would vanish and there'd be no trace of her whatsoever.
She did, that's right.
Not even footprints.
That's right.
And then she'd reappear.
And how
And then
would
the
we do
footprints would be
to,
gone. That's right.
I don't know, stop that or whatever?
And in fact, Iku could see her the whole time because Iku knew that she was stepping into the ethereal plane,
Right.
walking the distance because she was watching Nanny Poo Poo the whole time. You guys didn't know she was watching the whole time, but
Right.
I don't know. Maybe you had an inkling of it, I guess.
Go ahead,
Are you
Richard.
sure?
Yeah.
So I would think by this time the hole is done. Or at least enough
Yeah.
of a respectful grave. So Richter will come back up and really try not to meta. But I mean, like, it was said about that Iku can change her form, right?
Yeah.
As part of what she actually is.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Iku, what's that you are again? The waddle?
Quattle.
Quaddle? Are there other quaddles? Did the quaddle do this? Or do this? Or was this a quaddle? Or are there others?
Once there were several of us in the jungle. Some have died in the fulfillment of their personal quests. Some, like my mother, died unable to fulfill the quest and then passed the quest on to their children, me. I do not know exactly how many remain. It was my mother's group who originally came to Chult. But my aunts and my uncles, and I may have cousins as well, there are not many of us. And I do not believe any Quattle would do this.
Okay, I was just wondering. Also, are you guys done with the body?
I think so. If you want to take the body, you can take it.
So Rixer will move the body to the hole. But it's not really like a typical rectangle hole. It's actually more like oblong. And so Rixer puts the body in there and kind of on its side and kind of like pulls its knees up to its chest and its arms around its chest, kind of like an infant type pose, and still has the towel over the exposed parts, and then we'll start covering it back up with dirt.
Iku helps. Sam?
Gilly would like to sign to Iku, because she remembered that she could talk to Brielle, and ask if she sees anyone now like she saw Nanny Poo Poo then.
She looks around and shakes her head no.
Okay.
We saw someone the other night that was in the ethereal plane.
Yes, I did.
You described this person as a bag, with a bag over their head.
She was, I shouldn't say it was some distance, and the ethereal can be hard to see through it. At a distance, it becomes very foggy. It looked like the shape of a person, perhaps a woman.
What?
But with a bag.
What did
over
this
its
person
head.
say?
It told me that it. What was that? That you have you the group have become interesting.
Trying to remember Iku's side of the conversations here. She said, if I remember correctly,
She mostly was
I don't
telling
care
her-
what your intentions are.
Yeah, telling her to leave.
It said that it wanted to just watch you. I don't think it was telling you the truth.
Trying to piece together the other half of the conversation.
Yeah. It's like only hearing one half of a telephone call. And this person disappeared without a trace into the ethereal. You can't leave tracks when you're in the ethereal plane. You don't leave tracks here, correct?
You do not. Yes, a creature in the ethereal will not leave any trace whatsoever in this material plane. And as I said, at a distance, it is harder for me to see creatures in the ethereal. Only about 30 feet or so am I really able to see things. The creature essentially turned and walked away, but I got a sense that it did in fact leave that night at least.
It's doing the same thing that Nanny Poo Poo did. Then she could be one of the hags.
It is very possible.
His body was brought here without a trace, the same way that person came and went.
Oh, fascinating idea. What if they tried to make a clone of Iku, they actually got some remains of Nanny Poo Poo into the thing, and it's a combination of both. I'm sorry.
That does sound terrifying.
That's dark.
I hope that is not the case. But that does sound fascinating. What kind of stats do you think such a guano egg hybrid creature would have? Ryan, we'll talk about this later.
Fake watch.
I don't think he'd be a friend of yours.
Celestial fake.
Why do I exist? Why do I breathe?
This is your fault.
Alright, well, I feel like, folks, there's a lot to think about, a lot to consider.
I'm sorry, buddy.
So I think we're going to end our episode here and give everyone at the table a chance to like think about this for a week, and we can contemplate our next move. Sam?
Hey, that's all for tonight. Thanks for listening. If you want to get to know us better, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Monday Night TPK. You can also find Monday Night TPK at Above the Table Games on YouTube. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. Thanks for listening, and we'll always save a seat at the table for you.
And keep listening for crazy banana facts.
Banana fact. And bananas aren't original banana flavor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are extinct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we had to genetically alter and create bananas again.
Not that you know everything about bananas. It's time to go bananas about D&D.
Did you guys know that bananas, because they contain potassium, are slightly radioactive? So when you live or work near nuclear power plants, they often will compare the exposure of radiation that you get living or working in that place to eating X number of bananas a day.
What?
That's
So
cool.
this is the
I didn't know that.
scale of 90
90.
bananas.
So like,
This
it's
is a 90 banana incident.
I mean, kinda.
I wonder how many bananas Chernobyl was.
The whole Sunday.
They just call that a Kong level.
Wrong level.
uh,
It's equivalent to how many bananas Donkey Kong has in his secret stash.
When you walk in, it's empty and he just hangs his head in sadness.
Oh.
That was a good game.
It was a good
That's
game.
Very good game.
Okay, see you guys next
another
week.
another banana fact though. Okay, another banana fact. If you are allergic to latex, you might not be able to, or at least get an upset stomach from eating bananas.
What?
Because there's some sort of similarity. It's the same with avocados, but it's less likely with avocados. Yep.
Welcome to MNTP Banana Facts.
With your Google abilities, folks, look up the Wikipedia article on banana radiation. Banana equivalent dose, BED. It's a thing.
It's a nuclear plantain.
Hey Ryan,
Yes?
you lose inspiration.
I didn't have one anyway.